Hey guys, Luke here, and I'm here to talk about Michael Jennings moving to the Parramatta Eels from the Sydney Roosters. Now, first off, I just want to say I think this is an incredible signing for the Eels. I do have my question marks about the salary cap, just in terms of, there was already talk about them going to be starting next season with, minus 4 points and, all that sort of stuff, how they're struggling for the salary cap. And, I mean, they've only really released Hopewadi. How much salary cap Hopewadi was taken up? I believe it was a lot, but at the same time, you can't tell me Jennings is going to be moving on for nothing. Jennings will be on heaps, probably taking up all Hopewadi space. So, yeah, I'm not really sure what's the other salary cap. I'm sure they'll release a few players. But yeah, it's hard to talk about, like, say, Jennings one without mentioning the other signings. But yeah, I think he sort of not completes the side because it remains to be seen. There's a lot of new faces in the Eel side. There's a lot of players who need to gel. Now we see usually every season there's one side that kind of does this, and this season we got a few teams who have gone out and recruited majorly. Like we got Manly who've done a very similar job, gone out and just bought nearly a complete new side. And the Eels haven't got a complete new side, obviously, but they've got a lot of players being brought in. Obviously, we're just talking about Jennings right now. They also brought in, Michael Gordon in the back line. You got Kieran Foran, which is probably one of the biggest signings, in the whole of the NRL. Bo Scott's another one, and the only player they've really lost is, Chris Sando and Hopewadi, who did take up a big chunk of their salary cap. But, yeah, by the time this video is going up, they could have released a few players, who knows. But, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what side Jennings is going to play on. I believe Takarangi was on the left-hand side with Red Raja. And as we've seen with Jennings, he's always been a left centre as far as I can tell. So there's a little bit of dilemma there. But, I mean, when you got a player like, the calibre of Jennings, you fit him into the squad, when he's available. So I'm not sure if he's going to be on the right or if they'll move Takarangi to the right. Takarangi's got pretty good service to Raja. We saw Raja did really, really well last year, obviously picking up his second top try scorer in a row after missing a little chunk of the season as well. So, Semi's a freak, and Takarangi did a great job with him. So, I'm not sure if I would move Takarangi sides, but, if you got a player like Jennings, you need to move him. He's a New South Wales calibre centre. Obviously, he's played for New South Wales for many, many years now, and he's got the experience that they need. And, yeah, I think he should be able to form up quite a combination with some of these players. Although the only sort of little thing I have to say is, I mean, we've already talked about salary cap, but in terms of New South Wales selection, is this going to hamper his selection for New South Wales? You would think not. Laurie Daly's pretty loyal with a lot of the players and that sort of stuff, but sometimes players, he's playing in a Roosters side that was absolutely killing it. I mean, obviously the Panthers, he made his name, and the side wasn't exactly killing it. So I'm sure he'll retain his spot, retain his form, that sort of stuff. But, after playing many years in the Roosters side that's been so dominant, they haven't won the comp every year, but they've just been so dominant. They finished first 3 years in a row, and Jennings was a huge reason behind that. And, yeah, going to the Eel side, who it remains to be seen whether they'll gel, how they'll go. They've got high expectations this year. Maybe it'll be too much for the Eels. Maybe Jennings won't play that well. Maybe he'll cop a lot of overrated sort of stuff. Like when you make a big high-profile move like he is to the Eels, there's going to be a lot of pressure on you. Now, he handled that well at the Roosters, but at the same time when he signed, there was Maloney, there was Sonny Bill who signed as well, so he could share it. Now, he does have a lot of other players like Foran and that sort of stuff, but I would say him and Foran, reputation-wise, probably very, very similar. It's up to you to decide who's better. I think probably Foran's the better player by a fair margin, and we'll cop a lot more criticism should Eels do pretty bad. But yeah, Jennings would definitely be on top of the list. We saw how much Hopewadi copped it when the Eels weren't doing that great. But yeah, there's not a whole bunch I can say more on this signing. Apart from that, it's a really good one. In terms of the Roosters, I think that leaves the Roosters in a really bad situation. You saw the last video I did talking about these sort of plays. It was on Tuivasa Sheck, and we're talking about, with him and Maloney and that sort of stuff. It leaves the Roosters in really bad shape. Now, Jennings, that just absolutely destroys them. Now, they've brought in Dale Copley. I'll talk about that in a later date. But, yeah, Jennings, Copley, I think we all know who we would prefer. And yeah, like I said earlier, Eels have got a great signing in Michael Jennings. Salary cap wise, I'm not sure exactly how it all balances it out, but it's not up for us to decide. That's up for the Eels to make sure they're under. And if they're going into the squad with they have right now on the 18th of the 1st, 2016, they could be a bit of a force next season. But I mean, it all needs to fall into place for them. Injuries and just the combinations. They got 2 5/8s pretty much in the halves position. So, their spine is relatively new, so that could be a huge problem. But I think Michael Jennings will do his job for them, and he'll retain his spot for New South Wales, and it'll be all rosy for him next season. Anyways, that's where this video is going to end. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Leave in the comments who should I do next. Whether I do them is another matter, but I'd love to see your suggestions. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Oh yeah, follow me on Twitter as well, MrLuke on my Facebook page and Twitch below, and I'll see you for my next video. Bye, guys.